fix the light streets. It's like, nah, we talking about these Cowboys right quick. You know, we was on the final word yesterday. Oh, found my wallet. Y'all never guess what happened. I found my wallet yesterday. So remember, if y'all checked out my video yesterday, I was telling you that I lost my wallet. I knew it was in the house. I don't know where the hell is that, where it could be, whatever. So I said a prayer. Now, I know y'all said a prayer too, and prayer does work, okay? Prayer works. When you talk to God and you got a real relationship with him, he does really talk back and he will answer what you ask him. Okay, so be careful what you ask because he'll give you that answer. That's the truth. That's why I love the Lord. But I go to the crib. You know, I had been praying, God, come on, man, give me a sign. Just give me the wallet. So I go downstairs, get on the computer, get ready to do the final word. I look right at my camera, and because my camera was kind of cockeyed, I put my wallet up there for a second to kind of balance it. So as soon as I sat down in front of my computer, I'm looking right at the camera, and my wallet sitting right there. Hey, it's crazy. That's funny. Everybody came downstairs saying you're the world's dumbest criminal. But that's cool. But just trying to talk Cowboys news right quick. We talked about this on the final word yesterday. A few subjects that I want to talk about. Particularly the draft, obviously 12th. I've been telling you, I've been on the trade down tip. You feel me? If you don't get your McMillan or your Genty, I hope Genty goes. I don't care. We talked about McMillan yesterday. It's not that I don't want him. It's just, I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about him a little bit. I don't know if he's the explosive guy. He's the 50-50 ball guy. He's the, I'm gonna moss you guy. I'm bigger than you guy. I'm a body you guy. He did have, I think the nation in passes over 20 yards, so he doesn't have that breakaway speed, but when you have that size and you have a smaller cornerback getting after you, it makes you even bigger when you have the length and the height and you have the hands. So I can't sit there and say he's just not the explosive, boom, killing you, but he's plenty good enough. So my only fear with McMillan is boom or bust. That's just, he could either be really, really nasty or he could just be really average. And I think that's my fear with him. Talking about, I listened to a little bit of The Fan today. I don't normally do, but it happened to be flying through my reel on YouTube. So I said, let me look at it because Nick Harris is on there. That's my guy. I really respect Nick. I love his writings. He's been on our shows a couple times. I talked to Nick a couple times at the Senior Bowl. Good dude, real. I love Nick. Nick. I love Nick. But, you know, he was talking about some of the things that has transpired, you know, the agent issue with Micah and Jerry and the agent. We'll talk about that at the end. But just listen to what he said, and we talked about this yesterday on the final word about getting a number 2 receiver. We keep on saying get that vet in there, and it'll make it even easier for you to be able to manipulate that draft the way you want to. But if you don't get that veteran, and we were talking, I was listening to Nick, he was mentioning how Stephen Jones said he needed an explosive number 2. Well, like I said, there ain't no explosive number 2s in free agency, right? The only way you can do it is either trade or draft. Now, we was listening to this thing out there about Tyreek Hill, throwing the noise out there again, talking about, hey, I don't know if I want to be here forever. Mike McDaniel says, you know, that's Tyreek, that's what he does. Now it could be wearing thin, I don't know. But there was a trade proposal that was brought up, and I heard it. And, bro, I would be with all that if Jerry, and they could afford to do it. If Jerry wanted to do it, bro, this would be nasty. And this is not unrealistic. Like, this could really happen if they wanted to do it. But the trade proposal was Tyreek Hill and Miami's 97th. So I think Tyreek Hill and the 3rd trade to Dallas, and Dallas would get Tyreek Hill. Miami would trade Tyreek to Dallas, and they would get Tyreek Hill and Miami's 3rd, and Miami in exchange would get Dallas's 2nd and next year's 3rd. Would you do that? Hell to the yes. Bro, I'm doing that right now. I'm doing that yesterday. They were talking about the salary. you can definitely make it happen with the salary. They said they would have to probably guarantee his last year, take on his remaining salary is like 20-something million. Bruh, Tyreek Hill with that speed, with CD for at least a couple years, you could maybe bypass that receiver in the first round, right? And get something else. And you're going to have just a first and 2/3, no fourth, 3/5, 2/6, 2/7. I'm still doing that because your first pick, if you got a Tyreek Hill with CD, you already are feeling good with now your room with the Mingo and the Tolbert and the Flournoy and the Brooks. Now you can mash that for a year if you got a Tyreek Hill, and then you could draft a receiver later and get somebody in the first. If Genty's going in first, maybe you could get that. I don't know. I'm trading back. I'm still trading back. Like if I got that, I still would trade back and still try to get back in a round or get back a second round pick. You feel me? I'll still be trying to flip. I'll be trying to flip them picks. If I can trade down after that trade and still get back in there and get a second, I'm doing that because it's a meat and potatoes draft. So that's just the explosive number 2 Stephen Jones said, because we all know Dallas needs a number 2. So if they they didn't do something like that or even look at it, which if that would happen, that would be nasty. I heard Nick say McMillan, Golden, and Buka. For me, I would go McMillan first, mainly just because he's so damn big and tall. And that's a big body, you feel me? Dallas ain't had a receiver that big and that nasty and since when? I don't remember no 6'5" dog in Dallas. Bring it to my memory. A pure 6'5", 210, 220 dog. I don't remember one. So that right there is the intrigue. My next guy would be Golden, just because of the explosiveness, the route running. He could really take the top off the defense, and you got CD that can really manipulate it underneath. He would be my number 2, and then Buka would be number 3, just because he's a CD Lamb clone. He's CD part 2 to me. He really manipulates the routes. He really manipulates the slot. He can do all those type of things. He's a CD Lamb clone to me. Maybe an inch a little faster, but that's it. So that would be my thing. So I really think if they don't trade back and they don't trade down, and one of them 3 receivers are there, especially the first 2, I think Dallas goes there and solidifies it, gets that number 2, and then tries to go anywhere else. I still would love to trade down because I feel like you could get the Luther Burden or you get the Buka a little bit later. Manipulate it, move some picks down, get that receiver you want, and gain picks. I'm really on trade back. If you don't find that guy you want, I'm trading back. That's just me. And I really feel like that receiver is going to get addressed early, 12, or if they trade back down, it's going to be in that first round. So I really feel like now, listening to these guys, receiver probably really might be the pick at 12. And then ending this with Jerry and Micah and the David Mugalata thing, I feel like it's not much to do about nothing because Micah's going to get paid. When we talked about on the final word like 2 weeks ago, we were saying that he may not get the per year average, or if he does it just to be slightly above, where he's really going to get it, where we talked about he might get the most guaranteed ever. And I think that's the biggest thing. You want that guaranteed money, not that base salary every year. You want that guaranteed money. It's coming to me, signing bonus guaranteed. That's mine. The other stuff, them ain't guaranteed contracts. That ain't guaranteed. No contract in NFL is guaranteed except a few when they tell you it. All them other contracts are not guaranteed except them signing bonuses and that guaranteed money. And that's where I think, and that's what we talked about, that's where he's really going to win right there in the guaranteed area in the arena when he does get it. They're talking about Nick's talking about he might get a 5-year deal. He wants security. Cowboys will like those longer deals because then they can manipulate the cap and have more money to use if they choose to do it. Sign their own players. That Jerry thing, I don't even know who his agent is. Yeah, that's probably disrespectful, but sorry that video cut off, but this is a continuation of it. What Jerry said, in my opinion, I think it was just being real. Like, this ain't about the agent. This is about agent. He ain't gonna be playing on the field when we doing this. So that's what he was talking about. I don't feel like he was like, man, he knows who that dude is. Jerry knows a lot. So let's not play like Jerry don't know. Jerry just like to run his mouth to spark up controversy, to get people talking like they are now. Immediately we're talking about it. Immediately it's in the news. That's what Jerry does. Jerry just likes to rile things up to get people talking about Dallas skin. He knows damn well who that agent is. He knows damn well what's about to go down. And he knows damn well Micah's going to get paid. So I guess the agent responded and said, Jerry's right. It ain't about me. It's about Micah and securing his future, and that's what we're going to do. So that Micah talking to Jerry on the low, that's Micah. Micah likes to talk. Micah wants to be involved in everything. He wants to know everything. He's about knowledge. He wants wisdom. He wants knowledge. He wants to know everything that's going on in these streets. And him and Jerry and him and the Joneses, Micah has that type of personality where he ain't scared to walk up to you or whatever. And not everybody got Jerry's number, but you can see why Micah does. Like, let's just be real and be honest. So at the end of the day, I just feel like it's a moot point. They know who he is. It's going to get done. It's just a matter of when it's going to get done. I'm hoping before training camp, show up to Camp Micah, show up to these OTAs so it'll make it easier for they can get you signed. And I think the rest of that is much ado about nothing. In the end, so Micah's getting signed. It's just win. He's going to get the most guaranteed money. It's just win, in my opinion. Hopefully it's before training camp so we don't have to hear the noise and Cowboys can look like the saviors like they always do. Ooh, Cowboys did it right before. That's how they do it. And just the last thing. And so, yeah, that's why I just think that's it. And I'm ending on this. He was talking about, Shotty saying no spots is really safe. And I talked about that yesterday. Read in between the lines when I tell you about Shotty. I told you that Libra gang is real. I know y'all might think I'm on the weird shit with the signs and all that, but bro, the dude is a Libra like me, just like Jerry. That's why I know his brain. That's why I don't trip on Jerry like a lot of people. I trip on Steven because I know who he is. But I know them too. Both of them is Libras like me, and their birthdays are like literally 2 days in between mine. So I know their mindset. So when I hear them talk, I know what they be talking about. So when people just be getting frustrated with them, I read in between the lines with them because I understand where their brain is at and how they be talking, just like Shotty. Just like when that's why I like Shotty so much when they hired him, because I know a Libra, that's their main great characteristics. They know how to talk to people. They know how to meet people. They in their places. They know how to, they're team players. They're team builders. Like, that's what they're great at. And I knew that's why I liked him as the pick. But don't fall to the dark side, Shotty. And I like one thing that they're doing is that they're holding off on them contracts with Bland and Ferguson and letting this season play out. Don't sign them two yet, because do not break the bank with Bland. He's going to have another crazy type year for me for that to happen. And Jay Ferguson, I don't think they're going to break the bank for him. I think even if he has a good year, they'll give him an offer and we'll see what happens. But I think Bland is the one I'm going to be watching. Let's see if he has another crazy year, because if not, he's not number one quarterback money, and that's just my opinion. Tell me what your thoughts is about the pick on 12. You want an explosive receiver? Because that's what it's looking like. Let me get your thoughts and your opinions. I'm sitting there watching and looking. Let me know. Big Game James, I'm out. Peace.